Good morning. It is like 8 a.m. on a Sunday. I am about to drive up to school again, but I wanted to sit down, have this kind of chatty video with you, and go over my entire second quarter of being a vet tech. No, I'm not a vet tech. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Diana. I'm 28. I'm a vet tech student. I live in the Pacific Northwest on a homestead, and my dream is to work with wildlife. So we are on that journey now. I'm in school. When I'm not in school, I am on my homestead, boobing around. If you're interested in any of those things, or you just like want to hang out and like get to know each other and be friends, then subscribe and follow me on, I think, just Instagram at this point, but I'll have it all linked. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, the first and like most exciting thing that's for me that's gonna happen in this video is unboxing this. This is my stethoscope, okay? Pause. Hold on, wait. I just want to start this off by saying that if you are in vet tech school or nursing school or any sort of school where you eventually are going to have a stethoscope, you do not have to get one this early. You also do not need to spend a whole bunch of money on your very first stethoscope. Or any stethoscope, you know, do what works for you. There's a million different stethoscopes and a million different price ranges and a million different, there's so many ways you could go about it, okay? So I support whatever you're going to do. Okay, cute. So this is my, okay, we're just gonna keep it on my lap. So first of all, it comes with this little thing that says students register to receive a Littman brand spare parts kit at no charge. Wait, that's really fun. Okay, and I guess Littman has their own app. They're saying to sign up for the app, and it will go over how to use your Littman and give you heart and lung sounds training modules, create virtual classrooms, real-time sound and module sharing, pre and post reading quizzes. Okay, I don't know if you have to pay for any of this, but this is just an ad for their app. Oh, now this is an ad to buy a second stethoscope. One is plenty. One is too much. All right, let's unbox her.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it feels like a new car. Here she is. Guys, I broke my camera in the last video. It fell. I mean, I included the clip of it falling to the ground, and my tripod stand was up as high as it could go, and there was a gust of wind and it fell, and now the zoom doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but right now it still records, and that's good enough for me. Ah, oh, just made my eye, sorry. Hey, I'm obsessed with her work. Oh, this is me. Check out the drip. Okay, the last thing I want to say about this is I got the satin tubing because it's supposed to be a lot better for your hair and not get like so caught and rip it out every time you take it off. Okay, that's all. I'll stop yapping about this. Let's go over the classes that I took in quarter 2 of vet tech school. The first 2 classes that I want to talk about were my 2 online classes. That was Veterinary Nutrition 1 and Learning for a Lifetime. Veterinary Nutrition 1 is super self-explanatory. It's just basic nutrition for your animals. Macronutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, like all that stuff. What they need, how much they need it. And then we touched a little bit on large animal. I think we have large animal nutrition next quarter. We didn't dive too deep into like ruminants and stuff like that. We just did basics. One of the biggest takeaways that I took from this class, I think will be helpful for everybody. Everybody should know this in the whole world, is this. Let's say you own a dog and you're going to the store to pick up a new brand of dog food.
Okay, I did a horrible job of explaining this, but what I'm trying to get at is to pay really close attention to the phrasing used on the food bag, because they actually mean something. Also, the ingredients listed are in order of weight, just like human food. Okay, that's all.
Top tier. This is the thing that you want to buy, okay? It says beef dog food. That's it. Just the ingredient, and that shows 95%. Second tier is beef dinner, beef entree, beef formula. That's 25%. Just adding that one extra word drops your nutrients down like 70%. With beef, with chicken, with turkey, that's only 3%. And then if it says chicken flavor, beef flavor, turkey flavor, lamb flavor, 0% not needed, doesn't have to be there. That's all. That's my little tidbit that I'll share with you from my nutrition class. I found it very useful, and I'm excited to implement that learning moving forward for my animals' food. Next, my next online class was Learning for a Lifetime. This class was basically like, what challenges have you faced? How do you manage stress? What are ways that you can combat being in a very emotional industry? And how can you deal with, what is the word? What's the buzzword everybody says? Compassion fatigue. How can you combat that? How can you avoid burnout? And then the second part of it was how to do nursing notes. We are learning a little bit more about, as a technician, what is our responsibility every time a patient comes in the door? What things are we looking for to then tell the DMV, or it's the DVM, not the I'm making a mess to clean. Obviously, we will go into a lot more detail as we continue in quarters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and beyond. But some things that were taught in quarter 2, your tech evaluation, your intervention plan, your at-risk list, and your monitoring plan. So these are things that every single patient needs. Then also with every single client, we do a nutrition plan and client education. So what happened? How can we educate our client so that this doesn't happen again? And how can we avoid these things? And what are things that they should know so that they can better take care of their animal? I have to share with you my favorite textbook of this quarter, and we used this a lot in Learning for a Lifetime. I love this textbook, and I want to finish the entire book on my own. It's called Fuzzy Logic. It basically has a whole bunch of cases. So it'll give you like an animal, it will give you what happened to them, it'll give you the circumstances, and it will go through the entire case start to finish with you. These are the 10 things that we could do. Like, these are the 10 tests we could run. Like, which test would you pick? And you have to pick the test, and helps you kind of like get in the mode of like being a detective. What are you actually looking for? Critical thinking, stuff like that. So yeah, I just thought it was so fun. I loved it. Okay, the next class was microbiology, mycology, and virology. And this was all one class.
I'm dying, help me.
This was a lot of labs. This was a lot of microscope use. This was a lot of using agar plates and just getting down on a microscopic level and looking at how viruses work and what's going on down there. Kind of going hand in hand with that 3-part class was small animal parasitology. This class was disgusting. There was many times that after this class, and actually during the class, I would get itchy. Ugh. This class skeeved me out. And yeah, that's the main takeaway. No, I'm just kidding. It actually was super, super insightful, and I do think that my animals, especially because we live in a rural area and they're outside all the time, this is really helping me with my habits. So we learned about like blood parasites, internal parasites, external parasites. We learned about like ticks. We learned about fleas. We learned about lice. We learned about roundworms. We learned about hookworms. We learned about heartworms. We learned about all the yucky stuff that your pets can have, and humans also can have a lot of these as well. We learned which ones were zoonotic and which ones were not zoonotic, and it was very yucky. Some key takeaways are clean up all of your animals' droppings as soon as possible. Not only is it yuck and it smells, but also a lot of parasites can live in there and cultivate in there, and a lot of disease spreads because people do not clean up after their animals. So do that. Wash your hands, wash your fruit, wash your vegetables, wash all your produce, wash everything. Everything needs to be washed. Let's move on. The last main class is Radiology 1. We learned about how to set up the machine, how to do it with just restraints so you're not actually in the room, and just avoiding as much radiation exposure as possible. Things to look for, actual sections of the body that you want. You always want 2 views, just stuff like that. Learned a lot about radiology and how it works. Okay, the next section of this video is my clinic. So I was put in a small animal emergency hospital, which is very different from a small animal general practice clinic. What do I have to say about it? The facility that I was at was amazing. It was very large. They had multiple buildings, and they had multiple specialty departments, which was an amazing opportunity for me to be able to shadow in multiple sections throughout my mentorship. Also, I use like mentorship and clinic interchangeably. So my main section or department was emergency. I was here about 60% of the time. I loved it. I had no expectation. I've been trying to stay really open and receptive to whatever experiences that I get. But I loved emergency, and that was not something that I was expecting to love. Some weeks I got to go to a different department. So I did a rotation in the neurological department, and then I also got to shadow in the surgery department. Everybody there was awesome. I loved being at a real like big hospital. It was also 24 hours, so I would come in as the night shift was finishing up, and then we would do doctor rounds that I could sit in on, and then we would start the day with the day shift. And it was just awesome. I loved it. I feel like I made friends from there, and yeah, it was great. Okay, one more thing about externship is this. So my externship from Q1 was the small animal, like general practice that I had mentioned in my first wrap up. If you haven't seen my Q1 wrap up, definitely go check it out. I also have a playlist that I am adding videos as they come out, all about being a vet tech, all about the journey, everything vet tech related. So definitely, if you're interested in this, watch the playlist and yeah, get all the info, get all the tea. Anyway, so my Q1 small animal practice, one of the contacts there reached out to me and said that they had something for me. So I stopped by during Q2, and they had got me this. I'm getting like my first tools and everything. It's so cool. So I just wanted to kind of like unbox it and go through it with you. So in the pack came with this so that you could actually put your instruments in. And then it came with these 3 instruments: Lister bandage scissor, a Spencer stitch scissor, and a Halstad mosquito forceps. Anyway, I just wanted to share because I'm very grateful. Okay, the next section of this video and some things I would like to talk about are things outside of my actual classes. So in Q1, we actually started Vet Tech Club. We started it kind of towards the end of the first quarter. So in Q1, we literally just picked who would be on the officers. And then we decided some things we wanted to start at the beginning of second semester. So throughout second semester, we were able to go to a farm expo. We had a booth there, and we taught people all about parasites for their animals, how to prevent them. We brought like a big jar of parasites that one of the doctors had. We got like little club t-shirts, and we did a food drive for one of our local animal rescues, and we got to go drop off the stuff and take a tour. That was really cool and exciting, and yeah, I'm just excited to be part of Vet Tech Club. That's like a whole nother section of being in vet tech school. Some other exciting things that we had going on this quarter was we were able to have some companies, like external companies, come out. So we had like a supplement company come out and tell us all about their brand, tell us all about the things that they're implementing and doing, because supplements are not like regulated on a federal level in any capacity. It was just cool to have like outside companies in the industry come in and kind of educate us about what they're doing in their little section. We also had the AVMA come out. So our school was up for reaccreditation. The AVMA came out, we had like a whole meeting, everybody from my cohort and then some people from last cohort also came. But yeah, it was cool to meet some more people in the industry, some people that are like making a change, making a difference, and keeping the colleges accountable for great education for their people. Lots of talking. A lot more talking than I thought. I thought this was gonna be like really quick. Okay, the very last thing that I would like to touch on in this video is, what is it? Some study habits. So I went over in depth in quarter 1 the study habits that I use, and I also showed you like my entire backpack and like how I sort everything and organize it. Again, if you haven't watched the first one, you probably should. This quarter, I just wanted to share that my objective logs need to be started sooner. And so if this is something that you are taking on or you've decided to do objective logs, as you are going through, start up making your objective log immediately. And then if you need to go back towards the end and kind of revise and get rid of the things you don't need or whatever, just start it at the beginning is my suggestion, because they take a long time to make. Guys, I think that's it. I think we are all done for semester 2. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something, or you just had a good time chatting and drinking coffee, and I think I need to be done yapping at you now. Thank you so much for being here, especially if you watched to the end of this video. I know that this is kind of a niche subject, so I really appreciate every single person that is interested and watches it. Okay, bye!